Hey, what's up folks? In this project we're building an RGB matrix cube with 25,000 colorful LEDs powered by a Raspberry Pi. This is a 6-sided cube that features 64 by 64 high-density RGB LED matrices. It's driven by a Raspberry Pi 4 with an Adafruit matrix bonnet. We have some beautiful demos like this flowing pixel sand demo, which uses an accelerometer for a mesmerizing motion effect. The grains of sand trickle down and move across all 6 panels, making this physics toy unlike anything else. To drive all 6 panels, we're using a Raspberry Pi 4 computer with an Adafruit RGB matrix bonnet. This little add-on board makes connecting RGB panels with Hub 75 easy to plug and play. We made 2 different sizes of the cube and both are documented on the Adafruit Learning System. The bigger cube features 2.5mm pitch panels with built-in curb cut frames for an easier build. The smaller cube uses 2mm pitch panels and has fully 3D printed frames. It's tougher to construct, but it's the smallest pitch possible. Both cubes feature neodymium magnets, making the panels easily snap fit together. To power the cube, we're using a 5V 3A USB battery bank. It's compact and small enough to fit inside the cube alongside the data and power cables. This version of Conway's Game of Life was specifically written for the cube to allow the cells to travel across all of the panels. For static displays, we have an image viewer demo that you can use to better understand the cube's typology. Once you've gotten them in the right format, JPEG and PNG images can be displayed. You can experiment with all sorts of texture maps, no matter how bizarre. The globe demo takes images like the Earth and projects it onto the cube while spinning and animating. You can try this out with other planets like Jupiter, the Moon, or even the Death Star. There's an option to wrap the texture vertically so the polar caps are mapped to the corners. Be sure to check out the guide for a full step-by-step tutorial on building your own matrix cube. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more projects from Adafruit.
All right, everyone, welcome here on YouTube. Appreciate you joining me here on here. For the first time ever, we are streaming on youtube.com/Denver Radio Club, the official Denver Radio Club channel as well. So streaming to my channel as well. But so with that, let me get the net partially started here. This is K1DBC. All stations, please stand by. The Denver Radio Club Learning Net starts in 5 minutes.
W0TX repeater.
Let's do some factory footage.
Advanced factory footage.
Looking at pick and place machines here. Adafruit Manufacturing, New York City. This is their facility here. And yeah, pretty cool stuff here. It's reels and reels and reels of components, different resistors and capacitors, all sorts of surface mount components get fed in and picked up and placed onto boards. And pretty good manufacturing process. after pick and place, it's soldering from underneath. It's pretty neat to look at, and they have a camera on it as well, I think. But this is how our Arduinos and Raspberry Pis and things like that are
And it wouldn't be made in New York City for us right now unless this Disney building wasn't being made here. So that's our version of made in New York City.
Yeah.
Big old Disney building across the street. Watch it build. Okay.
Pretty cool series there. Made in New York City by Adafruit. So we got another minute or so here. Till the beginning of the net official. Let's see here. Friends Over the Pond, RSGB, Radio Society Great Britain. Let's see what they have to say here.
As licensed radio amateurs, we need to be aware of the effects of our transmissions in terms of the strength of the electromagnetic fields, the EMF that they produce, and the impact they may have on people in different parts of the antenna beam pattern. New regulations from Ofcom require all UK radio amateurs to comply with the international guidelines for limiting exposure to electromagnetic fields. The purpose of the EMF license condition is to ensure that members of the general public are not present in areas where the EMF limits may be exceeded when transmitting. Depending on the frequency and the type of antenna, the highest field strengths may be close to the antenna, as in large HF antennas, or further afield after the beam has been formed, as for microwave dishes.
All right, so another video there here by Radio Society Great Britain.
Avoids potential problems from
Yeah,
touching the antenna.
this is Daron K1DBC.
Radio amateurs need to
welcome everyone here on
possible
YouTube.
effects of
We are officially now streaming on the Denver Radio Club channel, so appreciate everyone watching there. Welcome to the Learning Net. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask us in the chat here. But with that, we will get the net started here, and you'll see the flow. This is K1DBC. The DRC Learning Net will start in 1 minute. All stations please stand by while the repeaters are placed into net mode.
PL off.
Well, that was a cold intro. Anyway, this is hello and welcome back to the Denver Radio Club Net for May 11th, 2022. It's a great place to learn about ham, radio, and STEM topics in general, and thankfully we have plenty of combined experience and expertise. This is Kilo 1 Delta Bravo Charlie K1DBC. My name is Daron, and I am net control for the Denver Radio Club Learning Net. We meet every Wednesday except the third Wednesday of the month at 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time on 145.490 and 448.625. Both have a negative offset. This net can be broken at any time for emergency or priority traffic by using the word break. Is there any emergency or priority traffic at this time? You can contact us via email at drclearningnet@gmail.com and elmer@W0TX.org. We also post info on groups.io/g/ham learningnet, and as well as stream and archive our nets on youtube.com/K1DBC. And I can say thankfully and gratefully for the first time ever on our official Denver Radio Club YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Denver Radio Club. You can also search for the club's call sign, W0TX. So hopefully going forward, I'll be streaming on the club's YouTube site, and we'll go from there. This is K1DBC Net Control. We will begin by inviting Elmers only to check in with or without traffic. All Elmers, please check in now.
Alpha 0, Juliet Kilo. A0 JK, Fred in Arvada. Good evening, and we do have traffic.
All right, and that time we had AA0JK Fred with traffic. Appreciate you checking in as always. Once more, if you'd like to check in as an Elmer, if you have any sort of expertise in some sort of subject or whatnot surrounding ham radio, please don't hesitate to be shy. So if you'd like to check in as an Elmer, with or without traffic, all Elmers, please check in now.
Kilo 0, Lima Alpha India, K0 LEI, Larry in Lakewood.
All right, and that time we had K0 LAI. Larry, thank you for checking in as an Elmer as well. All other check-ins to the net will be taken in alphabetical groups based on the first letter of the suffix of the operator's call sign. That is the first letter after the number in the call sign. If you can, please try to use ITU phonetics for the call sign and indicate if you have any traffic or questions as you check in. If your suffix begins with letters A through M, Alpha through Mike, please check in now.
Kilo Sierra, Barb in Wheat Ridge. No traffic.
Kilo 6 Hotel Juliet Victor, K6H JV. Tom, Arvada, no traffic.
Kilo Foxtrot 0 Alpha Whiskey Charlie, Brian Wheat Ridge, no traffic.
November 1 Golf Uniform Mike, Peter in Littleton.
All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. We'll go ahead and hold up there for just a minute. Net Control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. W0BKS Barb, K6HJV Tom, WA4MBG Bob. They had a bit of noise there on the radio there from you, Bob, but KF0AWC Brian and N1GUM Peter. Thank you all so much for checking in. Appreciate you all being here this evening. All right, once more, if your call suffix begins with the letters A through M, Alpha through Mike, please check in now.
Whiskey 0, Mike Delta Kilo, Matt in Denver.
All right, and that time we had W0MDK. Matt, thank you so much for checking in. We'll go ahead and open the whole alphabet, A through Z. If your call suffix begins with the letters Alpha through Zulu, and you'd like to check into the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net, please do so with your call sign, your name, and let us know if you have any traffic or questions. Please call now.
Kilo Echo 0, Sierra Uniform Mike, with traffic.
November 0, Tango Romeo Papa, Jim in Lakewood. Good evening.
Kilo Foxtrot 0 Alpha Victor Lima, just in Centennial.
All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. We'll go ahead and hold up there for just a minute. Net Control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. KE0SUM Jonathan with traffic, N0TRP Jim, and KF0AVL Jeff. Thank you all for checking in. Once more, we're taking all call suffixes, all call signs, A through Z, Alpha through Zulu. Please check in now with your call sign, your name, and let us know if you have any traffic or questions. Please call now.
Kilo 4, Romeo November, Yankee, Ronnie in Thornton. No traffic.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, Foxtrot Papa India, Ron in Lakewood, no traffic.
Let's use the power of YouTube, see if we can get that Ronnie call.
Drone, I'm getting static crashes periodically. Is anyone else having that problem? KE0SUM.
Yes.
This is K1DBC Net Control. Sorry about that. I'll get back to those check-ins here in just a minute. Sorry about that. But SUM, you heard static. What was that? Sorry, once more.
I'm getting static crashes between the calls.
This is K1DBC Net Control. I just keyed up there, but I am not hearing anything out of the ordinary, at least from my end. If we need to, we can take it out of net mode. Let me know, but let me come back here to the check-ins here. We had Ronnie. I was trying to verify what that was. I thought it was KFNRY. Can you come back with that once more? Sorry. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. I'm guessing I maybe just mixed up that call sign there. That's probably K4RNY, Ronnie. Appreciate you checking in there. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. And then we had a KF0FPI, Ron. This is K1DBC Net Control. I'll throw it out to the net real quick here. If anybody needs to do any signal reports or anything, or if we need to check anything, let me know. But I'm not hearing anything out of the ordinary from my end. This is K1DBC Net Control. Okay, this is K1DBC Net Control. Yeah, I'm, it is a hot night. I have an air conditioning running, but not anything abnormal, really. I haven't done before, from my end at least. But This is K1DBC Net Control. Again, we're taking all call signs, all call suffixes. This is the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. If you'd like to check in just for the count, or if you have any traffic or questions, please call now with your call sign, your name, and let us know if you have traffic or questions. We're taking all call suffixes A through Z. Please call now.
WD0CIV, WD0CIV, Charles in Denver, just checking in.
All right, WD0CIV, got you checked in there. All right, so with that, there'll be plenty of opportunity to check in throughout the net. Again, we're now officially streaming on our official Denver Radio Club YouTube channel, youtube.com/Denver Radio Club. So if you'd like to have any questions there, don't hesitate to let us know. So with that, we'll throw it over to Fred, AA0JK with net. The net is yours. Go ahead.
AA0JK, good evening, everyone. And today we had an outstanding get-together in response by the local amateur radio community in assisting the Lakewood city government in checking out their emergency sirens. We had a test today, and the amateurs came back with some good information there for the Lakewood government, where some needed repairs and adjustments needed to be made to the siren system. After a long dry spell there, so to speak, last year we didn't have much in the way of activity there for checking those out, and it definitely has shown that there needs to be some work there done. So they were extremely grateful, and we were happy to be able to do so. And just the get-together afterwards for pizza showed that we are long overdue for some face-to-face time. We had a lot of interaction there amongst the group there that participated in the siren test, and kudos, thanks a million there to everyone who participated and gave feedback in there for the siren test and making it a big success, to say the least. And another note, after the siren test and after filling ourselves with pizza, made some other rounds around town there taking care of business, and discovered, well, it didn't discover, but got emphasized the need for and definitely the benefits of displaying your amateur radio call sign and making the public aware that you are a ham. As I was going through getting my license plates renewed with the emissions system check on my vehicle, I had a YL approach me. She saw my call letters and inquired about ham radio. And it seems that her father, Silent Key, had been a ham, and she was interested in preserving his call letters. So after finishing business, they're getting the vehicle taken care of. We had a short QSO, and I directed her towards the Denver Radio Club and the ARRL to help her get her call signs. So we are definitely looking forward to having future contacts with her to get her going in the right direction there and getting her licensed. So all of you out there are Elmers. You are all Elmers. You're all representatives of the amateur radio community, and wear your call letters proudly and encourage others there to become hams and join us. And speaking of joining us, we've got the field day coming up. Jerome's put in a lot of hard work into this amongst the other individuals. Please show up. We want to see your smiling faces, and we need that interaction there. It really showed up today at the siren test. We need to get together for some interaction here as our amateur radio community. Back to net control, A0JK 73.
All right, Fred, A0JK. This is Daron, K1DBC, Net Control. Yeah, thank you for bringing all that information up there. Yeah, plenty of stuff out there. Yeah, good to hear about the Lakewood siren test. I was just playing a video from the Wheat Ridge siren test from 2021, it looks like. But yeah, a lot of efforts we go through to check the sirens and make sure that they're working correctly and getting everything out there correctly. And yeah, and great social gathering afterwards. So that's great to hear as well. And yeah, good to hear that displaying your call sign and somebody recognizing it. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, nudge your friends and your colleagues and whatnot. This hobby has a lot of tendrils, and you can do quite a lot here. So this is K1DBC Net Control. So good information there, Fred, A0JK. Yes, and as you mentioned, field day, I'll touch on that a little bit more here, but yeah, more information is going to be up on our website here a little bit more clearly, but for now, k1dbc.com/FD, or field day, and June 25th and 26th. Yeah, we'd love to see you out there. We'd love to see more participation. Please sign up. So yeah, I'll dive a little bit more into that here in just a little bit, but this is K1DBC Net Control. Let's see, I see s.t.e.m had traffic. We'll throw it over to Jonathan, KE0 s.t.e.m. Jonathan, the net is yours. Go ahead.
Good evening, Drone. You always run a great net. And I have to agree with Fred. It's the knowledge, not the years. How much you study and know can make you an Elmer. But my question or thought tonight is, I use a 66-foot long wire end fed to a 9-to-1 balun and connect it to coax. Well, I've been using 50-foot, but I don't need that much. I wrap the rest up. It's basically a kind of a dirty balun. But if I should shorten that to 20 feet, is that going to change my SWR a whole lot?
All right, this is K1DBC Net Control.
Comment.
Yeah, good question there. Yeah, comment. Go ahead.
You're supposed to be a ham. You're supposed to be experimenting and giving us feedback. Jonathan, you do that, and you check back in with us and let us know what you find. But I would not recommend rolling it up into an ugly balun. Get that stretched out and meandered around there as much as possible. And, of course, always the big challenge is getting it up high enough there to radiate that RF. You want the RF to radiate, not turn into heat. If you wind up rolling that up, it's going to be generating heat and not radiating a signal. So get her stretched out as best as you can, but we want to hear more of what you find out when you roll it up. AA0JK.
Well, no, I totally appreciate Fred's humor because I don't know. For some reason, I had 50 feet of it around, and I do have a 20-foot piece around, so I'm going to change that, and I will let you know. I appreciate your humor.
All right, sounds good there, AZRJK, for the follow-up and S.t.e.m with that question there, yeah. Would shortening it about 20 feet or so, or what you had mentioned there, have much of a difference there? So, yeah, big part of this hobby is experimentation. So, yeah, give it a shot and see what happens. You never know. So, yeah, test some things out with, some of the digital modes if you can. And you can use the programs we mentioned, like a PSK Reporter Map. You can see where your signal is actually getting without really needing to make any contacts or things like that. So this is K1DBC Net Control. Yeah, good question there, Jonathan. Does anyone else have any other comments, questions, and again, anything regards what we've spoken about so far or anything else? Please call now.
We'll finish the comment drone with this antenna indoor, second story, has done about a 1.7 to 1 SWR, so I'm not really unhappy with it, but I'm always looking to go down to that. Fred told me a couple of months ago, stop chasing the SWR, Jonathan. Sorry, Fred.
Comment.
All right, sounds good. This is K1DBC's Net Control. Thanks for the follow-up there, Jonathan, KE0SUM. Yeah, Fred, A0JK, go ahead.
I can't resist. I just can't resist, Jonathan. But, boy, if it works, do it. Story time. We had some celebrities that were traveling around that when they weren't performing, they were resorting to ham radio. And naturally, the conditions weren't optimum for an antenna. So these two characters, they proceeded to be in a hotel, and they were elevated several stories up into the air, and they wanted to do some hamming. So they opened a window, and they just hung a wire out the window, proceeded to go on the air and start making QSOs, start making contacts. Problem was, along the way, there was some knocking on their door, and when they went to answer the door, it was the hotel manager. And the manager was asking, what on earth are you two doing in here? And he says, we've had some complaints from 3 stories down that they've got some kitchenware hanging in front of their window. The two hams had a difficult time explaining why it was the cover that was over the serving plate that they had used during dinner. They had tied that to the end of their wire and dangled it out the window, and it was making contacts like crazy. So give it a try. Don't chase the SWR, and make those contacts and fill up the logbook. AA0JK.
I will always give you a 7-3, Fred.
All right, Fred, A0JK, SUM, Jonathan. Yeah, thank you there, Fred, for that follow-up there. It's always funny to hear some stories of past time and some anecdotes. It's good to hear. So, yeah, I know the off the cuff, yeah, I mean, and related to Field Day a little bit, Chief Hossa, apparently there was Grateful Dead up there back in the day. Deadheads hanging out up there, so there's not a great reputation for the people hanging up there. So we've always run into some resistance up there, but interesting inroads with ham radio. So this is K1 DBC Net Control. Very neat. I guess I'll take this moment to take official check-ins. Let me drop for a moment and read that official part of the script here. Good evening and welcome. My name is Daron. Call sign is Kilo 1 Delta Bravo Charlie. If you've just tuned in, this is the Denver Radio Club Learning Net. It's just a general place to learn about ham radio, STEM topics, and we have plenty of combined experience and expertise. If you'd like to check in with any comments or questions, or just for the count, we're taking all call signs A through Z. Please check in now with your call sign, your name, and let us know if you have any traffic or questions. Please call now.
JK.
All right. Once more, I'll get back to you here in just a second here, Fred. But anyone else, anyone want to check in over the Ham Learning Net over the air, please call now. All right. AA0JK Fred, go ahead.
Yeah, Phil a little bit more dead air time here. But yes, we need some more face-to-face time, to say the least. Ever since we lost our facility or access to the Taj Mahal, we've really been lacking. We have really kind of, saved things to a certain degree here with using the internet. And thank you, Daron, for all your efforts in putting these together. But we need to shout out to our managers, our section managers, and those who have a little bit of political influence to try to get us a facility and make it possible for us to have some face-to-face time with club meetings. So it's been some pretty hard times here the last couple years, but we need to get the ball rolling here again to get us all together and not continue to let it slide, so to speak, of not providing facilities here for us to have our club meetings. AA0JK, back to net control.
All right, AA0JK Fred, this is Daron K1 DBC Net Controller. Yeah, it's unfortunate we aren't able to return to the Jefferson County Administration Courts building, the Taj Mahal, for in-person meetings. And yeah, this club is quite ever evolving right now. And hopefully a lot will come to light here soon. But we're trying to make inroads to take our club into the future and make some headway. Yeah, Hamfest is in person, a field day in-person event. Yeah, it'd be nice to have an in-person event once a month, though. We were just looking at the membership numbers. We have about 450 plus dues paying members. We have a lot of people in our club, and we'd love to be able to see more of you all in person and get back to some sort of normality potentially. So, it's kind of up to you all as well. If you all know of where, 30 to 60 people could meet, on a monthly basis, we'd love to get in touch for our monthly meetings. So this is K1 DBC Net Control. I'm just showing off, potential future of our website, a concept I've put together, and just to help put people in the right place and get people to the right place. So that's just that kind of what I'm looking at here in the background as well. So hopefully our club's website might be revamped soon and might make it easier for people to get in touch and whatnot. So this is K1 DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. At the moment, any other comments, questions, check-ins, please call now.
W0, Foxtrot, Charlie, Jerry, Lone Tree, no traffic. I didn't realize that we had lost access. I thought this was our decision because of COVID. I didn't realize that Jeffco had banned meetings at their facility. Is that what the cause was?
This is K1DBC Net Control. I'll have to try to find the verbiage, but I think what was landed on was they are not currently allowing non-agricultural based external outside meetings, things like that, people to come in. Yeah, I'll have to dig in, but I believe, unfortunately, we just aren't able to go there anymore, not from our own decision, I believe. So if anybody else has anything on that, let me know.
W0TX repeater.
Comment.
Yeah, A0JK Fred with the comment. Go ahead.
A0JK, I just wondered if that was making reference to Taj Mahal access. And yes, it was due to the pandemic that they just shut everything down. It wasn't just us. Our ham group, they're using the facilities there for our monthly meetings. It was just everything. They shut down. But there doesn't seem to be any effort going forward as to getting that reestablished or letting us, know is this something that we can no longer look forward to in the future? We had a fantastic facility there for our meetings, and to be able to mix that with our newer technology like we're using here this evening, if we could get back to that for face-to-face and then blend that with the technology that we're using here this evening would be fantastic. But yes, that was because of the COVID, and it wasn't just the amateurs that got banned. AA0JK.
W0FFC again. Has anybody approached them since then? Because things have changed a lot since 2020, and I just wondered if somebody has not yet approached them or asked them.
Well, it would not be nice to have somebody that had some political clout. And we've got managers, section managers. I was just counting the numbers here of 10 of state representatives that we have in the amateur radio community. And I don't know exactly who in that group would be the appropriate one to present to that and approach them and see if we can get that facility reestablished. But we definitely need some people in our community that have got a little bit of political clout here to help us move forward. AA0JK.
W0FFC again. Well, considering what we do, for example, for the city of Lakewood, to name one, I would wonder if we couldn't approach the city of Lakewood. I know they have some types of facilities, but considering the areas and all the other stuff that we do, surely one of these communities would be at least willing to listen to us and would have a facility that would allow, 30 or 40 people to meet in one place.
Excellent point. Excellent point. And but just like the Salvation Army, we used to have access to the facilities there, and that all came to a screeching halt. But you made a very good point. We help these local governments when need comes to bear, and you would think there would be some reciprocating with the amateur radio community. But definitely a good point that needs to be looked into. AA0JK.
W0FFC again. I would, I'm not, membership per se. I am a member, but I'm certainly not an officer. But I would think Jerry or one of the other officers would certainly, at this point of the game, be on the phone and talking to the city manager, for example, in Lakewood, or talking to somebody at Jeffco. If we don't ask, we're not going to get anywhere, and it doesn't hurt certainly to ask, considering all that's happened since then, and since community gatherings are now being opened up again. So just a thought.
Jerry has been doing all he can to try to reconnect here with Jeffco. And it's not that the efforts aren't being made, it's just not right from the proper people. Like I made mention, political clout. We need somebody who's got a little bit of muscle in the upper echelons there that can convince these people and keep reminding these people that we provide a public service, and those facilities are paid by us, the taxpayers. So somebody in the local governments need to open up. AA0JK, boy, I'm getting myself in trouble.
Nah, that's me, W0FFC. So the question is, I would sure like to see the correspondence that's going on. And I'm in Douglas County, which is a long haul away. But, you know, I can certainly do something here in Lone Tree, but that's a long haul for most everybody else. But I would be happy to pursue this in our direction and see what else we can find. But I'd be interested in what the correspondence is and who we've talked to and what type of responses we've gotten. Once we know that, then maybe we can strategize to gain some entrance again. W0FFC.
AA0JK, yeah. You know, we've got a lot of people that are holding positions within the clubs and within the state that we are hearing absolutely no feedback whatsoever from as far as their contributions to the amateur radio community. Just went on the website here this evening and saw 10 individuals that are managers and assistant managers and everything, and I haven't ever heard a word out of any of these folks. And as far as they're promoting amateur radio within the state, the government, and local governments. So, you know, we need to fill those positions with people who are willing to pursue promoting the amateur radio community and giving us a little bit of feedback and support. AA0JK.
This is K1DBC Net Control. Again, this is K1DBC Net Control. Just wanted to jump in here. Jerry, W0FFC, great question there. And our club is going through some different things, and we definitely need to put more pressure on our internal club presidents and officers to help us, to enable us more, because they are the extension for us. So I would definitely reach out to Jerry, reach out to any board member. You know, I'd love to see more transparency from our board meetings and these sorts of transactions as well. W0TX at W0TX.org. New email address, I believe it's president at W0TX.org. Definitely don't hesitate to reach out to Jerry, because I don't know what the current correspondence is. And like I mentioned, I believe the most recent within the last month or so was, as things have been relaxing and opening up, I guess Jeff County, at least from what I've heard, is they haven't, somehow we haven't fallen into the category that they have allowed. So all of that being said, this is Daron, K1DBC. I'll throw it out to Jerry, W0FFC, or anyone else. Any other comments or questions on that, please call now.
W0FFC again, Jerry. I walked into a restaurant last week on Saturday, and as I'm walking by at the table that was next to ours, all of a sudden I hear a magic word, Bandmeister. I said, huh. Turns out these were two members of the Parker Radio Club, and I'm just looking on their site, and they're meeting, for example, at the Douglas County Library in Parker. And I know for a fact that, you know, our Douglas County libraries do have rooms available, and can make them available. And it's looking, so I'm looking like on May 24th, they're doing an antenna build. Elmer night, let's build antennas at the library. So they have made some type of approach, and and I know the libraries here in Douglas County are open, and they are open for meetings, and there may be a $50 charge for a room big enough for us at our local library in Lone Tree. It's certainly something I can approach. Let me talk to Jerry, see what I find out. W0FFC, bye.
LAI.
All right, thank you for bringing that up, FFC Jerry. Parker Radio able to meet up in the libraries. Yeah, there are plenty of places, and it just takes somebody kind of just raising their hand and volunteering to help put something together, and that's kind of really all that it kind of really takes around here. With that though, K0LAI, Larry, this is net control, or go ahead, Larry.
K0LAI. Jerry has been notified that of some contacts with the Arvada Fire Department and with the city of Arvada for possible meeting locations. And I don't know what's come from that. But one of the problems we have is when we have a meeting, we have anywhere from 50 to 200 people that'll show up. So we need a big facility that can handle all that. I don't think a library is going to cut it. And the Jefferson County building was great for that. And then in years past, we were at the Masonic Temple that is now gone. And so it takes a lot of people. I don't know if we could get into the one that's down, the Masonic Temple that's near downtown, since Jerry has a membership in the Masons and might be able to get us in there, but, well, in the Shriners, actually. But anyway, and I do know the Patriot group has been doing testing at that facility in the past. But anyway, I will see if I can talk to Jerry about that and see if we can see what's going on. K0LAI, back to net.
All right, perfect. K0LAI, thank you so much for your efforts as well there. So yeah, hopefully between some efforts we can, and I agree, it would be nice to have an in-person meeting once in a while here again. It's been quite a few years, and it's nice to get back into that rhythm and hopefully provide some sort of hybrid, in-person and remote meeting. So yeah, we'd love to see that. So let us know what you guys all find, and let Jerry know, and hopefully something comes out of that. So this is K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. Appreciate everyone being here so far this evening. We have another 15 so minutes here. I don't see anyone else indicated they had any other further traffic or questions. I have something about Field Day I can talk about, just a little bit more follow-up on that, and maybe a couple other stories. But this is Daron K1DBC Net Control. I'll throw it out to the net. Any other further comments, questions, check-ins, anything else so far for this evening's net? Please call now.
W0FFC, one more time. Some of the facilities I'm thinking at charge for, we could have as many as 200 people there, but there's a meeting room charge. Do you think that the members would be willing to spend, like just say $5 to put in the hat for each meeting to cover those type of costs, since our cost per membership is so low? W0FFC.
W0FFC, that might be something, an option we can explore. The cover might be able to cover that cost as well, potentially. But yeah, I don't know. So we can definitely, Jerry and or Kathy Vilhauer is the club treasurer, so we can definitely get some finances discussed here about what we can do. So yeah, let me know if you have any other comments or questions on that. This is K1DBC Net Control.
Question?
Yeah, go ahead with that question.
WB4
W0TXHZA. Daron, I'm kind of curious. I got in late on this. What City of Lakewood type facilities do you think might fit? Is there anything over at City Hall? Is that what you were thinking about? Over.
W4HCA, John got you checked in. Jerry, FFC, I didn't know if you have any other follow-up on that, if you had any specific facilities in mind in Lakewood. I think that may have been you mentioning that. Go ahead.
Nothing in mind per se, but I know that there's a couple recreation centers. I was just thinking of Lakewood because we did a tour of their facilities, which was what made me think of that. I know, let's see, there's a cultural center, there's a bunch of stuff. I belong to an organization, an investing organization that has meetings at a facility that holds at least 200 people. And there's a charge for going there. It's a $5 charge for going to the meeting, but, you know, is this $5 if you do it in advance, $10 at the door? And this place is right off of Colfax, as I remember. There's got to be some facilities around that we could find that for some nominal price we could meet at.
Okay, thank you for that clarification. I'll do some thinking too and see if anything, you know, comes to mind that might work. The fact that there's perhaps funds available for it certainly would help make that happen. Over.
All right, this is Daron, K1 DBC Net Control. Yeah, and as brought up a little bit earlier as well, the Salvation Army, and that's another resource we could potentially rely on and should start to rely on more and get a better working relationship with them. But they have quite a few facilities around the Denver area that potentially might have some options for that. So yeah, we should have plenty of options here, and yeah, we shouldn't be stagnant, and hopefully, yeah, just this efforts like this are. It takes us to make things like this happen in a club like this, but we can make things happen, and we definitely appreciate everyone's actions in something like this. So hopefully in the future, some fruits will come of our labor, and we'll be meeting in person soon. So appreciate everyone's conversation on that. This is K1 DBC Net Control. Anyone else on that topic or any other comments, questions, anything else so far for this evening's net? Please call now.
TRP.
Yeah, N0TRP. Go ahead.
Yeah, this N0TRP. I'm just curious. I know we got a hard no on the fairgrounds for the field day. But did we get a hard no on using the Taj Mahal for the meetings? I thought that was kind of just in wait mode. But I think we could probably approach the county commissioners or someone to see if we couldn't get that facility back. Or I don't know who Jerry's working with over at Jefferson County, but would just be interested to know more about that myself. And N0TRP, back to net.
Perfect. Absolutely. We were speaking about that earlier as well. I think CIV Charles or somebody else might be trying to contact Jerry to let him know that we should just reapproach the Lakewood County and see if we can get back access to their city and county courts building there, because it might just need to, we might just need to reapproach that conversation. So yeah, that's definitely another option as well. So yeah, we might be able to land back there again, who knows, and hopefully it'll just open back up for everyone at some point, and that'll happen as well. So yeah, good questions, follow-ups there. All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. Any other comments, questions, check-ins, anything else so far for this evening's net? Please call now.
W0TX repeater.
Kilo 0, Yankee Echo Sierra, Ken, Broomfield, Mobile, Late check-in.
All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. That time we had K0Y. Yes, Ken, for checking in. Thank you for checking in. Appreciate everyone for checking in, as always. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. With that, I guess I'll just talk about Field Day here for a couple minutes and then bring it back to the net. So this is K1DBC Net Control. Let me drop here for just a minute. All right, yeah, as mentioned, June 25th, 26th, 12 p.m. to 12 p.m., taking place at the Prospect Arena in Arvada. We'd love to have you out there. Just as in previous years, it's a full-on event for camping overnight, whether it be tent or car or RV. We'd love to have you out there. It's a equestrian arena, but we'll be taking over it for the weekend there. So 24-hour event, operating radio. We'll be providing meals throughout the event. Everyone is welcome to attend regardless of license or membership status. Right now, k1dbc.com/FD or Field Day for more information. Yeah, we're going to try to provide coverage from the weather and we have some updated laptops, so we'd love to see you out there. We'll be operating 3 stations, I believe, this year as well. So organized chaos, but better year to year. So as we've spoken about, events like this don't happen unless people help with it. So we'd love to see volunteer signups if you can. If you've done that before, and if you've been to it in the past, you can see that it's a little bit of a sleepy event, and it may not require so much structured volunteer sign up. But haven't really had anybody sign up so far. But we'd love to have you out there. Let me drop here for just a minute.
Question.
Yeah, I'll come back to hear what I had to say in just a minute. But yeah, Easier JK Fred with question. Go ahead.
Yeah, what is the window there that's going to be open for setup prior to the actual field day date? I know Orland today was talking about he needs help assembling that beam antenna there that we place up there on the top of the tower, and he's looking for assistance putting that together. But a lot of little projects like there take time to put that together, and needs to be done prior to the actual weekend. What is the window of setup time? A0JK.
I guess just to give a little bit of background here, this is K1DBC. This is the first time we've actually had an official field day committee. In prior years, it's really just fallen on one person to do quite a lot. So we're trying to do quite a bit more. We've had a couple of field day committee meetings, and we probably need to start making those more public. We are looking to get into the Salvation Army warehouse in order to get out all the equipment and get things set up, dress rehearsal, if you will, and make sure that things are set up. We are not down to the line yet, but we're quite close. We have just over a month and a half or so here to really get stuff together. But yeah, we're trying to get into the warehouse there. I've already kind of worked that out, so I don't know the exact dates and timelines, but it is definitely a group effort, a team effort, and I'm glad to hear that Orland is kind of spearheading that effort there. Because we'll try to get in there and do some pre-exercise to get stuff set up. So we will make sure that everyone is aware of those dates and timelines, and try to make sure it's not just at the last minute. But outside of that, Friday we do some pre-staging, and then Monday or Saturday morning we start around 8 to 9 a.m. or so. So look for more information from us in terms of when we're going to do any pre-work for field day. As of yet, that's still to be announced. So yes, we'd love to have people coming out to help gather up equipment from the Salvation warehouse, help us set up the day of, breakdown, things like that. We'll have some food services we'll need some help with. Tear down and break down and put together a setup, things like that. We'd love to have more participation, but yeah, don't hesitate to let us know. I was going to mention we now have a Twitter, twitter.com/Denver Radio Club. So we'd love for everyone to be a social media or PR person. You know, if you're at the event and you've taken a photo or taken a video, don't hesitate to tweet it at us at Denver Radio Club, or we'd love to see that. So this is Daron, K1DBC Net Control. There's always a lot of things going on with Field Day, but if anybody has any comments, questions at the moment in regards to Field Day, please call now. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. In a similar vein, we also have the upcoming after that, the Hamfest, and Kathy Vilhauer, N0CRC, can use as much help as she can get with that. So please don't hesitate to reach out to her. Treasure at W0TX.org, or Hamfest, I think, DRCfest at W0TX.org. We'd love to have some help with that as well. This is K1DBC Net Control, another event that is coming up during the summer that I'd love to introduce more people from the Denver Radio Club to, is the Mile High Hook and Ladder Parade and Muster. It takes place June 18th, so this is the weekend before Field Day. Parade starts at 9 a.m. From South Bannock to South Littleton Boulevard, through the Littleton Boulevard, Littleton through to Arapahoe Community College, and then there's a muster at 10 a.m. at the parking lot there until 1 p.m. So we have driven the Salvation Army canteen vehicle for a couple of years now. So I'd love to have any help picking that up or preparing for that, or just hanging out. We'd love to see you there. So this is Daron, K1DBC Net Control. Even if you can't volunteer with that, milehighhookandladder.org. A lot of fun. Just a general family-friendly event. A lot of cool stuff, a lot of apparatus from a lot of the local firefighting efforts here. So really some antique stuff and some really cool stuff here. So a lot of ham radio involved with that, and for coordination efforts as well. So we'd love to see that. So if you'd like to participate in that, I'd love to hear. So contact me, K1DBC. At W0TX.org. That's another change as well. So K1DBC at W0TX.org if you'd like to contact me. So this is Daron, K1DBC Net Control. I'll throw it back out to the net. We have just a couple minutes here left. Anybody else have any other comments, questions, check-ins, anything else for this evening's net? Please call now.
W0TX Repeater.
All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. I'll just take this opportunity. This isn't the final check-in yet, but probably the second to last call here. But any other check-ins, probably last-minute check-ins here to the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net, please call now. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. I'll see if I have any other last-minute items here, but will probably do it for this evening. I'll throw it back out to then. Any other further comments, questions, check-ins, anything else for this evening's net so far, please call now.
W0 Fox Charlie again.
Yeah, W0FFC. Jerry, go ahead.
Hate to ask this, but can you give me a signal report?
Sure, not a problem. Let's see, on the RST readability, I'd say 4 out of 5. Strength is probably 7 or 8, and tone is probably 7 or 8 there too as well. So a little bit of a background noise, but definitely perfectly readable, perfectly discernible.
Comment.
See, well, considering I'm in the basement with ground surrounding me with a simple whip, I'd say that's okay. Thanks, W0FFC. Bye now.
Comment.
Yeah, it's pretty good considering all of that. Very cool. HT with a whip there. So, comment. Go ahead.
AA0JK, yeah, he's got a good, strong signal here. We do have a lot of static there. I don't know whether it's QRN, but we have been experiencing some questionable conditions here this evening, and not just only on this net, but I think it's something to do here with the repeater. But great turnout this evening. Thank you, everyone. And 73, thank you so much, Daron. And 73 from AA0JK.
W0FFC with one more thing.
Perfect. My pleasure there, Fred AA0JK. Yeah, glad to hear all that. Yeah, FFC, Jerry, not a problem. Go right ahead.
Just a reminder that Sunday is going to be a special astronomical event. It's going to be a full eclipse of the moon, and it's going to be, I think they call it blood moon on Sunday. I think it starts here about 10:15 at night, but check the papers. But this is a pretty spectacular event. The last lunar eclipse we had was a year ago. So for those of you who are interested in such things, just a reminder to look for it. This is this coming Sunday.
Perfect. Thanks there, Jerry, W0FFC. We always like to hear that and be reminded of that and be able to catch that when we can. So, April... I'm definitely looking at the wrong... I didn't even look at the right thing here. May 15th here, or come up this Sunday, you mentioned. Yep, April 15th. Very, very cool stuff there. All right, this is Daron, K1DBC Net Control. Yeah, pleasure to be here. Pleasure to host this. This will be the final call. Any last minute comments, real quick comments, questions, or any other things for this evening's net, please call now. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. Pleasure to be here again. Thank you, everyone, for being here. This net wouldn't continue on unless you guys showed up, and gals and everyone. So definitely appreciate that. We appreciate all the attendance. So this is Daron, K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. Again, appreciate everyone in attendance. We had a total of 18 check-ins this evening. Appreciate that. Hopefully people are trying to stay cool out there. It's a little bit hot out there, so beware of the fire restrictions and things like that. So this is Daron, K1DBC. Let's see, as mentioned, W0TX.org for more information on our club. Upcoming meeting is May 18th. How to Work Amateur Satellites, presented by N5HYP. You can join via the Google Meet. Everyone is welcome to that. Let's see. If you wish to contact us, you can do so via email, Elmer at W0TX.org, groups.io/hamlearningnet, youtube.com/K1DBC, and youtube.com/Denver Radio Club. Up in the air now about in-person meetings, but hopefully soon we'll have some sort of solution. But all remote for now. Everyone is welcome to that again. Next week, though, join us for the next Learning Net at 7:30 p.m. Or actually, next week is the next meeting. So no Learning Net next week, but join us over the Google Meet, and it'll probably be streaming over our YouTube as well. So with that, this is Daron, K1DBC. All stations, please stand by while the repeaters are placed into normal mode.
PL on.
All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. Again, appreciate everyone out there and where you're at out there in the world. Appreciate all the comments, questions. Keep them coming in. With that, this is Daron, K1DBC 7-3, and we'll talk all next week. Everyone have a good day. Good night. Take care. Bye-bye. 7-3 and I am clear. Oy. Long day. It's hot. All right. Quick video to take things out here. Appreciate everyone being here. This is the heat press from Design Labs. Probably nothing to do with ham radio, but just something to take us out. So appreciate everyone being here. You don't have to stick around if you don't want to, but everyone, yeah, take care. We'll see y'all next week. Oh, maybe.
Welcome to Design Lab Builds, a new series where we tell you all about projects we're building at Supply Frames Design Lab that'll hopefully provide some inspiration to your entries for this year's Hackaday Prize. I'm your host, Magenta Strongheart, and today I'm joined by Bruce Dominguez, our rapid prototyping technician. Today we're going to tell you all about this awesome heat press we've been developing based off of the open source precious plastic recycling machines. Before we get too far into the press though, we need some material.
So let's head over to our 3D printers.
As part of our work here at the lab, we produce a lot of prototypes, which means a lot of iterations along the way that may or may not get used.
So we can take our discarded 3D prints, predominantly PLA, a very common filament, and grind them down into finer shredded bits.
So we actually have some discarded prints here that we can give you a brief demo with this shredder that we've hacked. It's just a common credit card shredder that we've hacked to make a little easier to put more material in all at once. Ah! ASMR. Now that we've got our shredded plastic, let's head back to the press. We've preheated the press, and now we're going to walk you through a quick demo of how the heat press operates. Bruce is going to go ahead and pull out our cold rolled thinner sheets of steel here that are acting as a sort of liner and tray for our material. He's going to spray some mold release, which will help our plastic come off cleanly once it's cooled. This is just a simple frame we've built here at the lab. And now we're going to load our plastic. Remember, you want to sort of overfill so that you have enough to squish down into that form. And now we're ready to put this plastic steel sandwich back into our press. Here's some samples of what we pulled off the heat press. It's an awesome solid plastic that can now be milled, machined, drilled into, or cut apart and turned into potential prototypes of future electronics enclosures or any number of projects or products moving forward. This is a way to incorporate circular thinking and circular design into our shop space and material use. And we're really excited to see what you all might do with a process like this in your space or your project workflow. Oftentimes when working on prototypes, as we mentioned before, you have several iterations that don't really get used, so there's really no reason to start with brand new raw material if you don't have to. Challenge number 2 of Hackaday Prize 2022 is reuse, recycle, and revamp. So we hope this tool has provided you with some ideas of ways you might incorporate circularity into your project workflow or some examples of something you might enter into the prize. What's awesome about open source is that all these files are online. You can look for an in-depth description and step-by-step instructions for how to build a machine like this yourself on Hackaday.io. And be sure to check out what everyone else is doing in the community online. There's a number of open source projects that have to do with recycling and recycling tools and machines, so be sure to tap into those resources. Stay tuned for future episodes and check us out on social media. Any channel for Design Lab, Hackaday, or Supply Frame, you'll find out more about the prize and what you might be able to win.
NBC Television.